So it's Nigel Wright here from Silent Earning, and today I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet based list building funnel campaign in Kartra. So stay tuned. So this training course is based around a piece of marketing software called Kartra. If you're not familiar with Kartra, I do suggest you take a look at it because I use it pretty much for all my online marketing. And it's saved me a small fortune in a whole load of different software. It includes landing page software, email automation, membership hosting. A whole range of different tools are basically combined into the one package. So if you haven't tried it yet, there's a link below which gives you the opportunity to try a 14-day trial. And with that, you'll be able to get access to my full training membership area and a whole load of other good bonus items. If you are a Kartra user, then one of the first things that you need to learn how to do is to build a list building funnel, what Kartra would call a campaign. This is where if you've got a traffic source, say it's a blog or a podcast or a YouTube channel, you can use this as a way of getting people from there onto your email list. And I'll give you some examples of some of the pages we've put together on that. Say you've got a podcast. This is a demo where you basically would have people directed to this where they can sign up and download a particular cheat sheet, Leadmagnet. And again, you click on these forms, it opens up a form and you can add your information. Further down, you've got some testimonials, and then you've also got latest podcast episodes. Pretty simple, but in a lot of cases, that's really all you need if most of your traffic's being generated by a podcast. Likewise, we've got a YouTube homepage here. This is specifically a travel YouTube channel, but again, the branding can be very different. Navigation at the top takes you through different parts of the page in this case, but also can take you to other areas on the site. Again, you've got a lead magnet form, which allows you to put something in front of people that gets them to sign up to your email list, and then details of latest post videos. This could also be blog posts if you have a blog. Again, all made in Kartra, and these it gives you an idea of what's possible. You don't need like Squarespace or Wix or any other web building software. You don't need landing page software. Everything is included, and you've also got the back end email management within Kartra, which really covers everything you need. Now, one thing I want to point out before I start this tutorial is that putting a campaign together can take quite a bit of time, and it may be something that you don't actually want to waste your time on. If you're trying to build a business, maybe building the back end automation isn't really your thing. Well, the good news is with Kartra, there is the ability to purchase pre-made campaigns. There's the done-for-you ones that come with Kartra itself, which you can see down the bottom here. But what you've also got is a series of other campaigns that other users, including myself, have put together, which are available in the campaign marketplace. So if you go to My Campaigns and then click on Marketplace, you actually have a whole list of campaigns here. And this particular funnel I'm going to talk you through here is actually available within the marketplace for $97. And what happens there is once you purchase that, you're sent a code that you can then import into Kartra. So again, if you go into My Campaigns, you'll see in the bottom corner, in fact, it's done for you, sorry. You can actually go in, so it's My Campaigns done for you under Campaigns. You've got the option at the bottom here to import. You click on import, it then asks you to put in a share code. Once you put that share code in and click next, you've then got all the assets that come with that funnel. So all this information here, all this that's pre-built, including the content that's in it. And these sequences do have pre-made emails, there's all the tags, everything, the page content. Everything you see in this tutorial is included within that campaign. And all you need to do then is just deploy it, and it's then yours. You can do what you want with it. You can add your own content, you can change it around, but you've just saved yourself probably several hours, maybe even days, putting together your own campaign. And as I say, there are others in there. It's not just mine. There's campaigns in there for all sorts of different things and varying price points. So I do encourage you to take a look in there. I'll certainly be adding some more into that marketplace, but there's other users that have already put quite a few in there already. So let's take you through how this goes together. Now, I'm not going to take you through how to actually design the pages. I've got a couple of other videos in the series which you can see for that. So check on the playlist, and if you're interested in that specifically, then have a look at those. What I am going to show you is how to actually put together a campaign specifically for building your email list using a lead magnet. And the starting point is actually, if you look on the left here, you've got My Campaigns. That brings you into a series of options. You've got My Campaigns or Done For You. I do recommend you actually start with the Done For You campaigns. If you've got a base Kartra package, you'll have the standard ones that come. These are the ones at the bottom here: quick launch, 4-day cash machine, etc. I would suggest you select probably the list builder one for this. You could go with quick launch as well, but list builder is probably the best one to start with, and I'll show you why. Because that has got all the assets you need for the campaign. So it's got pages, landing pages, thank you pages, tags, it's got an email sequence. Everything is tied together. So you don't really have to worry about working out how everything links together. It's all there. You may not use all of it, but at least you've got something to save you a lot of time figuring out how everything works together. But before we start, I'm going to take you back to this schematic which you got a glimpse of a few minutes ago. This really is a map that shows you how the campaign is put together. And it's quite a good point of reference. Again, I'll have a link at the bottom of this video where you can download this and have it for a reference point. This is actually a slightly more complicated one than I'm going to show you here, but this is the map of the Done For You campaign I have in the marketplace. And what you have here is you have a couple of items. You've got the home page, which if you look at the picture we got here, this is the main page where your users or visitors will land when they want to download your lead magnet. And what you've also got in here is an opt-in form which allows people to actually get access to this lead magnet, a thank you page, and then that form also takes people into an email sequence where you've got a number of emails that basically firstly deliver the lead magnet itself, but then also follow up with other information, maybe offers, maybe some form of qualification, whatever you really want to do. Again, within the campaign I've built in the marketplace, there's actually content in here which has been built really using some of the emails I get from some of the top marketers out there. So it's quite useful. It gives you quite a good guide as to what you're going to be able to send out to people. And then you've also got the option with this to sort of get a newsletter funnel. So you can add a newsletter opt-in form. Again, looking at the page here, if you go further down, there's actually a subscribe section over here that allows you to grab someone's email address and sign them up for a newsletter. Or you can do that further up. You know, some people do it actually at the front of the page, although it's difficult if you're not particularly well known. I tend to prefer the lead magnet route where you're giving them something that they see of value. So again, going back to that campaign, it's basically shows you what's included, and it shows you what the components do. And at each of the stages where you fill a form out, there is also a tag, and you also add people to a list. So it's really, that's the actions that you go through, and I'll take you through that a little bit more when we actually go through how the campaign is built itself. But as you can see, everything's fairly clear in the route and how it works, and you've really got everything you need within the one piece of software, which makes life so much easier. So first thing you do is you click on these blue buttons here, and you can have a quick look at what's in there. You've got a number of pages, you've got tags, lists, you've got one email sequence, you've actually got some products in there as well, which we won't deal with here, but useful to the fact that if you do want to have this to take you through beyond list building and into actually selling products, you have got that option there if you want to keep that in. All these assets can be kept or they can be taken out. Really up to you. If you want to keep it simple and tidy, you just take out what you don't need. But just bear in mind, if you do want to extend this funnel into other things, you might want to keep these products in there just in case. Single form. In the one I have in the marketplace, you've actually got 2 forms and 2 sequences we talked about earlier, but again, for simplicity, we're going to go with just the one form to allow people to sign up for and download that Leadmagnet. So again, click on it and deploy. You give it a prefix. I'm just going to put this one down here as lead, just so that we've got, and I'll put a mag as well, just so that you can see what that is. I leave the campaign name as list builder, but again, you can change that. That allows you to categorize things a little bit. Click on import, and that will deploy the assets into your account. So now what you actually have, this will then deploy into your My Campaigns section. It is now yours. Anything you do to it now is not going to affect the original done for you, but it is going to be, it's basically your personal campaign. So again, if you go to My Campaigns now, and you see this one's been added at the front here. So let's have a look in this. We'll have a quick look at the assets in there. And again, you can see you've got pages in there. Quite a range of different pages, maybe more than you need. But again, it gives you choice. And what I would suggest you do is choose which design you really want and then delete all the others. So certainly to start with, you'll probably need some form of page. Now, if you've already got a web landing page constructed, then add that in here. But for the moment, I want to keep that. But I don't really want all these other items, so I'm going to take out all the product stuff because I don't think we need to have that in here at the moment. I'm also going to take out all the different opt-ins. I'm just going to keep one opt-in option. So I'm going to keep this one, but I'm going to lose the 2-step one because again, I don't want to have a 2-step opt-in. I just want to have a single one. And again, the same will be with this one. So it's a tidying up process. And it's something that you want to do really just to make life a little bit simpler. You've got different options for opt-in pages. You've got a simple opt-in. You've got more of a sort of a video-based opt-in here. There's a product one. Again, we'll lose all the product information because that's not really what we're trying to do here. Same applies with the upsell. I know this may sound a little bit laborious, but it's just tidying things up because you want to have what you need in here. You don't necessarily want to clutter it with other stuff. Same with checkout page. They'll all be done. And what you want to have at the end of it really is 3 main pages. You want to have your main page that people go to when they sign up for your Leadmagnet. You want to then also have some form of opt-in thank you page and also an opt-in page. So again, we'll keep probably this thank you here, but we'll lose the simple one. And the same applies here. We've got a 2-step opt-in, we don't want that. So again, we're left with those 3 items. You've got a landing page, you've got an opt-in page, you've got a thank you page. And then we'll go back to the campaigns and just have a look at what other assets we have here. Actually, it's already open, so it's giving me a bit of an error there. So you've got tags, and again, these tags, you've got an upsell, you've got a product tag, and you've got an opt-in. So select the product-based ones, and you can delete those. Again, this is a bit of housekeeping. It's just really so that you know exactly what you've got. Again, I'm trying to take you step by step here so you can see exactly what you're trying to do. Lists, again, if you go and select all the lists, it'll give you everything. So always go back to the campaigns and click on what's in there. I think this is a problem. Let's just kill off some of these. Right. There we go. So again, within the campaign, you've got these 3 items. So we'll take out the product ones just so that we're left with the opt-in for the list. So what you should end up with is a single opt-in list item in the campaign. You should also have just basically the one tag. I know it says 3 here, but this will refresh in a minute. What you've also got in here is a single form. And again, that form is critical because that is there for you to basically have people sign up for the Leadmagnet. So you need to make sure you've got that in there. What you also need to have is tracking links, automations, they're useful. So, and you've got your sequence. And your sequence is a series of emails. So again, this is what it looks like. It's got pre-populated emails, so you've got something to work from. So again, you've got a series of 4 emails that you can start with sending out the Leadmagnet, then you can go on to follow-up emails. You can also add sort of like subsequences, which I won't go into here, but it means that you can divert people into different sequences as well. So let's take you through a stage at a time as to what you need to do to get this running. And this is the way I do it, and I suggest you work the same way, is to start with have a look at the form, because this gives you a pretty good idea what you need. The form is the central part of the campaign. It's where everything branches off, everything's tied together with the form. So as a starting point, click on Edit. It's got a name there, you can change that, but I would recommend you keep it the same, then at least you can reference everything with Leadmag is part of the campaign. Edit it. And you then go through a series of steps. If you remember from the home page here, if you click on the form, it's got first name and it's got an email address. If you go back to the form itself, you've got the option here to change the forms that are in there, the field. You can add a new field. You want to get someone's phone number or company name or country code, you can add that field here. Just click on new field, select the field you want. There's some predefined ones, or you can make a custom one. Pretty much as flexible as you need it to be. I'm going to leave this at first name, last name for now. Go on to next. You've got confirmation. I've selected single opt-in here. I don't feel we need double opt-in because we're going to be delivering a Leadmagnet, and that's going to be delivered via email through the sequence. So again, if their email isn't correct, that's not going to get delivered. So you've got to guard against sort of false email addresses in there anyway. But again, you can change that, put a double opt-in, and that gives you a confirmation link as part of it. Choice is yours. And again, if you're going to do that, you want to keep hold of the double opt-in pages within the list builder funnel, just so you've got those to use. Success page, this is your thank you page. So again, what you may find is if you go in here, you've got a list builder funnels, you've got a series of pages, but you want to select the one that's linked to this. So I'm looking for a Leadmag one here. Now I may not have configured this page yet, but at the moment I want to select this one here, Leadmag list builder opt-in. That's the one that I've chosen. I haven't configured it yet, but that's the page I want to deal with. Done that, we go on to the next. No need to send a welcome message. I would say that because you're sending out a Leadmagnet and an opening email, you can do that through the sequence. So we'll go on from there. This is quite involved, but this is where you start to add the tags. And you notice here, this is actually pre-populated. The tags and the lists that you want are already there. And this is great because that's the advantage of the Done For You campaign. All this is ready done for you. You can add other tags if you want to. You just go in here, change, select a tag and add it in. But in this case, we're good. No need to complicate things. What we haven't added here is a sequence, but we can do that quite easily. Subscribe people to a sequence, select the sequence, and again, going through, you can find quite quickly the one you want. This is a Leadmag list builder funnel. So we'll grab that one, select the step 1. So that step is going to be when you deliver the Leadmagnet. Now you've got to configure that, but that's basically set up. So as soon as someone completes the form, they're going to be given a tag, they're going to be added to a list, and they're going to be subscribed to this sequence, so they're going to get that first email. What you've also got, and this one is optional, is to add an automation. And what I sometimes recommend here is just basically add, if someone fills out the form, maybe give them some points. You can add them to a list, you can give them a tag, you can give them access to a membership. That's quite useful if you want to use this as a way to get people into a membership program or a course. But in this case, I'm just going to give them some points. I'm going to give them 10 points. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't expire. I'm going to add that. So again, that's a way of grading people. If they go into this sequence, if they download a Leadmagnet, they've got 10 points, so they'll show up slightly higher in your list of subscribers. So I'm going to save all these. Anything that's green needs to be saved, and then you can go on to the next item. This is pretty much an optional. With this, I'm going to put the form in a Kartra page. So I don't need to change this. If you're going to put it in your own website, maybe it's a WordPress page, maybe it's a different web platform, then you go on this one here and it gives you a chance to actually design the form, and I'll show you that briefly. It's basically the same as the page builder, and it shows there's ways you can build it. You can use templates. You've got a whole range of different things you can do with the form. And you can also do this on the page itself, but we'll have a look at that in a little while. But it gives you that option, and then you save it just as you would with a page. So we'll exit that for the moment, and we'll go back to where we were before. You save it, you save a next, and you're finished. And that's basically the form complete. So everything's now tied together, but you haven't built your pages, and you also haven't built your email sequence. So the next step is going to be the pages. And as I say, if you go to campaigns and check those assets again, go to the pages through that route. And as I say, we've cut down the number of pages now. It's not going to let me do that. Right, let's try it now. Right, so now you've got the pages laid out that you need. So as a starting point, you would then go and edit what they call here a long form sales page. But this is basically this page here, or the page we have on this side as well. It's going to be the page which the Leadmagnet comes, the user comes to and signs up for the Leadmagnet. That is the page that you're creating when you do this. So I'm not going to go through editing this. Again, that's something that's on the landing page editing course, and it just makes this course too long, but I do encourage you to take a look at that, and it'll show you how that works. But what you're really aiming to do is to make this page look like you have here, and to have a button on it that takes you to that form. That form, people sign up, will then go to the thank you page. So you need to also update the thank you page. This thank you page here is a standard opt-in video page. So again, here you would go through the same process, and I'll take you through this one briefly just so you can see how it works. This is a built as is, but what you can do is you can change the heading here, adjust the text, narrow that down, put in a thank you. Put in a promotional video here, or an image, maybe some bullet points. Really, this is down to you. You decide how you want to do it. But again, I would recommend taking a look at my landing page, web page tutorial to show you how to build a page up, because you will want to be able to get this done fairly quickly. Again, with the one that's available in the marketplace, that's all been done. It's all been set up. So you just really have to adjust it for your branding. It's much simpler. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard on that one and go on from there. We're going to look at the final part, which is the sequence. So if we take a look at the sequence here, we've put everybody who clicks on the form into this list builder funnel. To adjust that, we then click on the edit and go through to the actual sequence itself. And you saw this a little bit earlier. This is the workflow of the sequence. So starting rules, basically is that this person has filled in that opt-in form. You can also have a tag as a reference, a list. There's a whole range of different ways people can get into this sequence. Even if they just visit a page, you can put them into this sequence. From another sequence, they can be pulled in here. There's a whole range of different ways, but in this case, the opt-in form is still the central point. So we've put in that this person will fill in that list builder funnel form and will be added to this sequence. Now the first email here, we want to edit that. And again, this is where you add your content. Make sure you change the gateway unless you've actually changed the master one within your Kartra account, because this will default to a Kartra address. And again, you just click on the pencil and you can change the to and reply ones quite easily. So going back to the edit, what you also need to do, you've got options to split test it, so you can change things. This is probably a little bit beyond this course, but you can change date and time, you can change when it goes out. This one is actually right after the previous step, so it's start and deliver. A label internally for the email, and then here you actually have the content itself. So you click on the edit there, and you can change the headline. Obviously that's quite important. Two different types of email. You've got the basic, which is really where you can build it as a sort of a text email, or you've got the advanced, where it's more of a designed email. And you've got some templates in here as well. If you look at some of these, there's some quite impressive looking templates you can use, and you can just drag those over, drop a block in, and suddenly you've got something that you can make look quite clever. But this is really where you get more involved. And again, I plan to do a training over the next few weeks about how to put together an email sequence, because there's quite a lot going on here. But it's really, again, maybe find some content that you like. Again, in the marketplace ones, I've actually got some pre-populated emails, and there are pre-populated ones in here as well, which have been put together by marketing specialists within Kartra. I'm going to show you briefly here this is the first email in the sequence, the Leadmagnet sequence in the funnel that I put in the marketplace. So it gives you an idea what the finished article looks like. Although this is in the edit mode, so you can see all the editing. So it's got a title. I've changed that to suit. I've put in the first name and just an intro, and there's a sort of a standard field in there to slot the first name in. Put in an image. This is sort of based on something like someone like Amy Porterfield would send out. It's got a click here link to a Leadmagnet, and if you click on this little pencil here, you can actually see that I've added a URL here, and that URL, I'll show you where that is in a minute, but that's actually a file that's stored within Kartra. So again, it's all within the same place, but you can link that. Someone who gets this email clicks on that link, it goes to that URL, it allows them to download that file. But again, you can see when that's happened. Each of the emails that go out, Kartra will record when people open an email, when they click on links, all that can be recorded. And then you got some extra text down here that takes you through really whatever you want to say. You may want to sort of add some extra value there. You may just want to leave it at that and wait for the next email. It's really entirely up to you what you put together. What I tend to do is I'll have a link in here, and it will link to the actual Leadmagnet, which is stored within Kartra. And this is an extra step that you probably just need to take a look at, where you can go into the membership area, and what you have within membership, there is a files tab, and here you can actually add, clicking in the upload button, you can't quite see it here, you can actually upload a file. Give it a category. If this is a Leadmagnet, for example, click on upload. I'll put it in there and do that. Go and find a file. It'll go into your drive. You've got options there to pull a file in, and then at that point, then that file is available. So I'm going to just take just a sort of a ping image here, and you see there you've got the file name, you've got the size, you can edit that name if you want to. Click on next, it'll upload the file. At that point, that file is then available, and you can add that file through a link, you can get a URL for it. And then you can actually paste in the URL and attach that. And that will actually link to your lead magnet. So, and you can also track that. So if you then want to put a tracking link in the email, you can actually track when people have clicked on that link. That's part of the analytics that actually comes with the email. In fact, Kartra measures that for you. But that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is actually to attach it to your email. Makes the email a little bit bigger. If it's quite a big document, you may not want to do that. It's really down to choice. But that's the way you would actually deliver your lead magnet to your people. Follow-up emails, these are optional, but I suggest you do something with them because you want to do more than just deliver an lead magnet. You want to follow up. Again, these are pre-populated with content from the Kartra guys, but you can put something in your own there. I suggest you really write your email content before you actually put all this together, so you can just copy and paste it in here and really develop something that works for you. So that's basically everything done. So just recapping, what you actually have here is, and I'm going to just go to this page here, you've got your home page. Within that home page you have a button that leads to a form. That form will give people a tag, a list. They'll also subscribe them to this email sequence, and within that sequence you will deliver the lead magnet to them. They'll get a thank you page, and again you can add maybe some survey questions to that thank you page, or you can just say thank you. It's really up to you how you use that, but it's there and it's available. What you've also got, and again this is what the ones I've got in the marketplace, you can actually add another sequence. You can add another form, maybe with a video thank you page and a longer sequence with maybe some offers on it. There's a whole lot of different things you can do. This is not something that's included within the list builder funnel, but it's something you can add very easily. Or as I say, you can purchase one of the done for you ones, and that will give you everything that you see here. So hopefully that gives you an overview on it. Please let me know if you have any questions or if anything's not clear, because I'm quite happy to talk you through anything that maybe you don't understand or maybe doesn't make sense. And if you feel there's something that's missing from this, then please let me know. And certainly if you like the content here and you want to know more, then please subscribe, because I will be adding more videos to this. And there are some more videos in here. This is part of a playlist. So if you want to learn more about things that you can do in Kartra, there's a whole collection here of videos that will help you understand how to use this really powerful tool and really how to automate your marketing. I'll see you soon.